It is. Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday. Say what your song, Tori. Let's get it started. Go ahead.
I know. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get my vocals weren't ready. Yeah. I wasn't ready, but you know what? That's fine. 2021, here we are. It's a new year. It's a new season, but we're the same respectively. Like we're kind of the same. I think that we're evolving every day. Anyway, I'm your girl, Tori Rose, and I am excited about this brand new season. And who do I have here with me?
Hey, you have Kiana B. Jones.
Hey, girl, and we are the Connected Corner. Give a hand clap. It's Tuesday. I see our girl, Carly Alexis, is already tuning in. We are so
Carly.
We're so excited. This is a brand new season. And so this season, guys, as we try to do in the past, we've always tried to be very meaningful and deliberate about the guests that we bring on, about the news and resources you can actually use. But I had somebody bring it up to me, Kiana, and I think we talked about this. They don't always use the resources. And so, guys, we want to just remind you that we're bringing these individuals, these amazing, talented subject matter experts to you at no cost. You don't have to pay $19.99 to tune in, for you to connect with them after the show. So the news and resources, what is the rest, Key? The news and resources
you can actually use
mean they don't work unless you use them. So guys, this is the Connected Corner. We're excited. Please be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have some people tuning in 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're excited. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So, happy New Year to you, Key. What's new?
Man, we're new season, new show, new topics. And I'm just, I'm excited. So we need to say like Happy New Year to everybody because you haven't seen us. It's a new year.
And I got on dress. It's my birthday. So I got on a dress.
Oh, yeah. We definitely going to address that. So you guys know we love celebrating birthdays. So Tori's birthday is this week. And we will not end the show without me playing the birthday
Girl,
song.
I was like, wow, this is what it feels like to play dress up. I was in my closet, like, what am I wearing to the bedroom? To the show in the bedroom. So listen, not to belabor, you guys, we want to make sure you remember to follow us, to subscribe on YouTube. So Kiana, tell us about that. I go to youtube.com if I'm not a regular YouTube user. And what do I do once I'm there?
All you have to do is type in the Connected Corner, and it is phonetically spelled the Connected Corner. Our page will pop up. You just hit the subscribe button, hit that little notification button right there. And so then you'll get notified whenever we're going live, whenever we post videos. We have a lot of new things coming for you for 2021, and you don't want to miss it. So make sure you subscribe. Hit the button, subscribe.
Push that button. And so we are excited. Also, anybody who's catching us on a replay, drop replay in your comments so we know where you're seeing it. If you're currently connected to us on Facebook, type Facebook. We want to hear from you as well. If you're watching us on YouTube tonight, welcome and thanks. Make sure you put YouTube in the comments. The reason for that is because we want to give our viewers just as much opportunity to hear from us and get what it is that you guys may need in the way you want it. So if you don't tell us where you are, we won't know. So we want to make sure that we are meeting you guys where you are. So sit back, relax. We have an amazing guest tonight. Oh my God. I saw a post the other day, and the post said, it was about a cheeseburger. And it said, everybody on Instagram and Facebook right now. And it says, nah, sis, don't get the cheese on your cheeseburger. Save that 20 cents, stack up, and go get yourself an LLC. And it's funny, it's comical because right now there's so much advice about how to start a business and how to save money, take your STEMI and go get a business, all of these things. But is that really practical? And so I know tonight we're going to talk about entrepreneurship and how entrepreneurship is connected to everything. And as you and I being entrepreneurs, we know this firsthand. So I'm excited. I'm getting I got a birthday treat, y'all.
Oh, look at that.
DoorDash, honey. Anyways, a whole nother story.
That's
So
about the only way to get it now because I always leave the line. It's just always too long for me at Chick-fil-A.
girl, DoorDash it. Hashtag shout out to DoorDash. DoorDash, if you want the connected corner to market you more. Hashtag
That's right. Hey, we do advertising. Hey, you want to advertise with us? Email us at bcg.manage@gmail.com and advertise with us. Okay. And also, you can email us if you want to be a guest on the show at bcg.manage@gmail.com. And so, what we want to do is bring up our guest for tonight.
She's amazing. She's
Amazing.
beautiful. She's a sister.
I mean, gorgeous. Like
inside
the
and
person
out.
I want to be when I grow up. You know what I mean? Like for real. Okay.
So as Tiana is bringing our guest forward, let me tell you guys a little bit about who she is. Her name is Charlene Day, and she is a versatile and extensive entrepreneur who has a background in business. She's a magnet for business with a concentrated focus on having a servant's heart as an international instructor, best-selling author, orator, communication strategist, investor, philanthropist for the markets and industries in which she oversees. Let me tell you about this lady. She's so humble. I hope she will actually come on the show and toot her horn tonight because she is so humble. She operates with such grace and you just don't even recognize who you're in the presence of sometimes. She has facilitated tours, high-profile events, television and radio shows with reputable name brands. She is constantly pursued to share her triumphant journey of how she overcame life challenges. And the sister got rhythm. We cut up at that Maryland Legislative Black Caucus event. Okay. 2-step, 3-step, and a little bump. Welcome to the stage, the amazing and awesome Charlene Day.
Woo! Look, can we cut up again, girl? I'm like, oh my God. Hey. Did push it? Did someone say push it? Push it.
I knew this was going to be fun tonight.
Okay, but we're going to talk about salt and pepper tonight too. Okay, let's do that. Right? Wow, I am so excited to be with Tori and Kiana. Like, who doesn't want to hang out with them? Like, for real. Like, this is my favorite group. Like, anytime there's a party, I'm like, invite me to Baltimore. Okay, invite me anywhere. And I think before the COVID hit, we were headed everywhere. Yes. Like you guys were in DC one time. You were over in Prince George's County, Montgomery County. You don't care. The Connected Corner, they're everywhere. They're doing what I believe in, and that's giving and giving their best. They're not asking for money, but if you want to give them money, okay, here I go. You want to donate to them and head to their Cash App and all that other stuff because they are worth it. I mean, I have never met, I've met some people, but they fall right in that category of just being big givers, sincere givers, servant heart in a community that so desperately needs them. Not only are they working, in the inner city, but they're working in the outer city too, and the suburban city too. They're doing it all, and I love them. Just well connected, very intelligent women. Black excellence is what I've been taught. They are the example of Black excellence. Now I know you want to hear about me, but anyway.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I had to do that for you guys because I just love y'all for real. Like,
well, thank you. Yeah. We appreciate you. And a part of why we started this platform 2 years ago was because we understood that we were doing a lot of behind the scenes work for businesses, small businesses and medium businesses. We don't have like large customers because we wanted to make sure that there was an essence of heart and the center focus on customer service and delivery. We, as Beehive Connected Group, Kiana and I brought our businesses together. We were small business owners ourselves who understood that most business owners fail because they don't have the leverage, they don't have the capital, and they don't have the network. And so that's how we met you, right? Through Sisters for Sisters Network, Inc. with our amazing mom, Peggy Morse. And so when people say, well, what is really the Connected Corner? The Connected Corner in itself is the podcast, right? That comes on every Tuesday that explains how other entrepreneurs and businesses can get connected to other people in our network who may be outside of their network. And so the importance of this is for people to listen, for people to write down the information that's shared throughout the shows, for them to actually connect to the people we bring forward. Because no matter what Kiana and I do, we could charge you $1 million. If you walk away from our consulting sessions and you don't do the work, your business is not going to thrive. And we understood, especially as women, especially as Black women, Black excellent women, that too frequently we're pulled in separate directions, multiple directions, and we don't get to focus on our business. And so I saw one of the questions came up to say, how do we assist entrepreneurs? That is the way that we do it, on top of some other things. And so, Charlene, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
When did you make the decision to walk into entrepreneurship?
Oh my God. So I was 10 years old. I was basically 10 years old. Let me just tell you my story. I grew up, we had this big old gigantic house, and let me just help you with that. And it was a beautiful house, and my daddy had the 4-car, new Ford, the wraparound porch. Mom was in the kitchen cooking pound cake because she was such a big community person that wanted to bring people together and just give it to them. Well, guys, from there, my parents got heavily involved in the ministry, and they decided that they wanted to go out and, become pastors. There's where we lost a lot, okay? So that big, beautiful house that we used to have was gone because they committed their life to ministry. We ended up becoming homeless, right? Living in someone else's home and even our church. And what people don't know is that I was, someone came in and said, hey, Charlene, can we take Charlene in for a little while? From there is my story about entrepreneurship, because the other person who took me in actually was able to share with me what entrepreneurship actually looked like, right? And before that, I really didn't have a clue. But from there, her owning a daycare, her being a single mother because she raised 10 children. Here she was about to take on the job of raising me, right? After her grown children, she had a daycare in the back of her house. She was over 50 years old, and I'm watching her run a daycare by herself, no funds from the state, just making money for keeping the kids in the community and teaching them excellence. So that was a part of my entrepreneurship journey. And then, of course, later on, I went back home with my parents. And of course, they began to teach me a couple of things in the ministry, so to speak, right? So I kind of learned a little bit from both my parents and, my godmother, so to speak. From there, I knew that I didn't want to make some of the mistakes that I saw my parents make, right? And some people blame their parents for things that happened, but I don't think that's fair because they only knew what they knew. Okay, do you understand that? Do people understand that your parents only knew what they knew? And so I would never walk around blaming them for anything, but I'm not ashamed of my story. I am very blessed to have the most giving, heartfelt parents, because from there, it helped me go on to college, get a great job, later be able to help them pay their mortgage and get cars and take them on vacations, right? All that's great. But I learned just through my walk of life that if I'm going to do something right, I'm going to have to give, but I'm going to have to give responsibly. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to do it right, I'm going to have to get a mentor, because a mentor is who helped me walk this life, walk out my life in entrepreneurship. And so my first experience in entrepreneurship, believe it or not, was, doing newspapers. My second real entrepreneurship was in college when I joined this network marketing company called Prepaid Legal. I had no clue what that thing was. Oh, you know what it is? Okay,
well, we can talk about the network marketing businesses. I've probably done 4 or 5.
They tricked me. They got me in there, but it was so good. It was good.
I will say it helped me to have them. I did use it like twice. So, it's like I signed up for the service and then got into it. And I actually used it twice, but, eventually it kind of fell off. But yeah, I definitely, we can delve into that whole network marketing and MLM thing.
Yeah. But from there, I ran into another person, and it was real estate was the second thing that I ran into. And this guy was a white guy, and I was sorry, I'm going to tell my age. Carlton Sheets was on TV, and I was, you don't know nothing about no Carlton Sheets. You do not know nothing about no Carlton Sheets. Okay, I had everything yours. So I was up late at night, order Carlton Sheets, and said, I'm going to make my parents rich. I love my parents. Come on, somebody. I don't know about y'all, but I said, they ain't going to never be poor again, and I'm going to make them rich. So I got Carlton Sheets, I ordered that thing, and he told me everything I need to do. Matter of fact, back then in Carlton Sheets' program, you know, sorry for those of you who don't know, it's a real estate investment program. No money down. Okay, that was no money down.
Explain it for the millennials and extras.
No money down. Okay, yes, Carlton Sheets was a white man out of Florida that was helping us. He was helping us get our, what you call it, nickels, whatever you want to call it, our bailout, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, he helped me, and he showed us how to start up our own LLC, how you register your business name, your real estate name, everything that you needed. But most people weren't paying attention to that. So I was very young. I was in my 20s, and I just paid attention. And then another mentor within my community said, Charlene, I will help you, walk you through the home investing process. So that is where Entrepreneur first really settled in and started working with me in real estate investing. And so that's it. So I can do it. And from there, just college and being a bookworm, and yeah.
That is so awesome. It's so funny because, you know, we've known you for several years now and getting to know people. And sometimes, like Tori said, we're going to learn things about you we didn't know. And then similarities. You sometimes you get into networks, we're connected to people, and some people it's just like a natural connection. You feel like, oh, I know this person. And then you find out all the commonalities you have, right, about stuff. So, you know, I got introduced literally in entrepreneurship. One, my aunt had a daycare for like 15 years.
What? Shut up.
No, worked in her daycare, was part of her daycare. Okay. She wrote me them nice income letters that I needed when I first was getting started out. And then my uncle got me started in my first network marketing business called Personal Preference. Yeah. So some may have heard of it. You might have done some of my shows for me. Comment, shout me out if you got some personal preference art in your house. But literally, that's how I got started in entrepreneurship. And I understood like it was totally different from the business classes. And, you know, I majored in business and accounting. But then it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't learn this stuff. You know, some of these things in my business classes or, you know, my accounting classes. So that's literally how I got started, you know, working in my aunt's daycare and network marketing. And literally I got in because I owed my uncle some money. And, and so starting out early 20s, new family, out of college. And so borrowed some money from him when it was time to, you know, pay up. He said, you know what? You don't have to pay me back. What I want you to do is pay this $350 or so and get involved in my business. Wow. So I was like, 300. Now I just graduated with an accounting degree. That makes sense to me. this 300 versus I won't even say how much, but it was way more than 300. Okay. I'm gonna go with the 300. Had no clue what I was getting into. I signed up, got trained, and let's say he made his money 3-4-fold because I went full force into the business, right? And so, yeah, that, you know, again, just trying to learn how business works. So that is so just crazy to me. And I've done a couple more, ACN, 5 links, all of that.
Yeah. About where each of us are educated entrepreneurs. Now that's Kiana's mantra, but each of us hold degrees. Each of us have had professional businesses, traditional businesses, 9-to-5s or 5-to-9s, however you worked it. And each of us also see and understand the benefit of still having a side business, being an entrepreneur. And so I wanted to just bring that to clarity because I think too frequently people think they can only take one path. And what we've identified and what we've learned is we're too great to be held in just one lane, right? I would just ooze all over into the other lanes, each of us. But also to have a successful, well-rounded life doesn't mean just to pick one path. And so for that person who may be listening, who says, oh, I'm 55, I'm 65, I'm 25, I got this degree. Why would I have gone through all of this college and then throw it away being an entrepreneur? That's the wrong mindset. Right. It is the ability to start something and finish it, that's going to help you be successful in your entrepreneurship. So you started a degree, you finished it. That's huge. There's so many entrepreneurs. I was reading this thing that said how many businesses go out of business because of poor client retention. That means that they don't have the ability to finish, to close that loop. And so I just want to throw it out there to anyone who may be listening who feels like, I got this degree and I'm working this 9 to 5. Do I really want to be an entrepreneur? Hey, honey, you can be all of those things. Right. And in this season, in this world, you should be. Just ooze into other things. And so that was my sense.
Well, Tori has this.
Wait.
She was in the network marketing business, didn't even know. So just
right. I'm not even going to talk about that just yet. I was going to say how, because Kiana's the oldest granddaughter, that a lot of times she would come and bring opportunities to the younger cousins, right? First cousin, second cousin. And we would just sign up because Kiana said, hey, do this thing. Not knowing it was a business. Not knowing it was
MLM. So Kiana brought you into
almost everything.
So Kiana, you introduced her to network marketing?
Basically, even my very first, so I did prepaid legal as well. And Kiana had introduced me to that. I was in college, but I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this. I'm in college. I'm working the 2 jobs and going to school full time. I got connected to a couple who was from New York, who they were in prepaid legal as well as Primerica. And so I was like, all right, my cousin had already my cousin has already told me about prepaid legal, so let me dibble in that. And so I dibbled a little, but then, not having the ability to close the gap, I didn't see the big picture. Exactly. Flash forward, I graduate college, I start my career, I meet Josh's dad, we fall in love, blah, 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 we have a baby, and my baby is sitting on the counter while I'm working on my master's, following Kiana, because Kiana was working on her master's. Yes. And I have a candle on the counter, and my baby puts his hand in the candle. What? And it freaked me out. He almost burned himself, everything. Honey, that was it. And I used to be into something called a Grand Canyon. I think they were candles. They were very expensive candles. I packed all the candles out. I was acting a fool. My baby daddy was like, oh, child, like, give me the baby. And then we found Scentsy. Okay. We found Scentsy, and Scentsy was wickless, flameless candles.
Good job.
And I loved the product so much that I started selling the product. Well, it wasn't until my cousin Kiana, who also does my taxes, said, you got business expenses. I said, business? I got no business. She said, not only do you have a business, it's an MLM. What? How? Because I'm a very logical black and white person at times. I need to have people like you around who can help me understand how to monetize, right? How to take all of that energy and put it into something that I can build and I can get then, residual income. And so Kiana has been that person to me. And I'm going to go ahead and toss a question out there. What has been the most challenging part of entrepreneurship for you, Charlene?
Oh, man. The most challenging is, let me just be honest, because I was dual career. And I thought that I would do the entrepreneurship like full time. And I'm sorry, I do like a 9 to 5. I really like that paycheck. Let me be real. And it was very challenging when I wanted to go full time in the entrepreneur sector, but I had this love for my career. And so deciding, should I give it up or should I, do both? So the challenge was, how do you do both? And I learned how to do both because your professional skills are transferable. So anytime someone says, I cannot do this because of that, I'll tell them, no, you can't do that because you don't want to. So I sat down and I made a plan. And I remember working as a teacher when I first moved here, because I'm originally from North Carolina, but I moved here and I started becoming a PR person for, I don't know if you know Coach Better, and a teacher at this high school, a private school. But I also was teaching at the university. I'm like, I want to do both. But I also, check this out, but I also was doing a little side business that dealt with energy. Yes. And I didn't want to give it up. I didn't want to give it up because I loved all of them. I love meeting people and bringing people together and building the teams. But I love the children. I love going on basketball trips and winning, the bowls and going to ESPN. I love that. So my challenge was making a decision, like, what do you want with this business? What do you want with your career? And so I had to make that decision. And guess what? It was okay for me to say, I'm going to keep both of them and balance this deal. I don't have to give a penny. Because as you remember in the old network marketing practice, you're like, oh, it's just a job. You just over broke. Well, I'm sorry, but I remember when people were not, wanting to join a team and you were losing income. And if you were in the product sales, you could get chargebacks. So who's paying that bill then?
Right.
Now we talk.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So, but it's all mindset. It's all mindset. So when I left that job to go full time after, being divorced, 10 years later, I'm like, okay, I got to do something because I don't want to go back to work because I wanted to be with my son. I just wanted to fully focus on my son. And there's when full-time entrepreneurship just kicked in. And I started doing more contract work. So that's still entrepreneurship. If someone say, oh, I do contracts, well, I subcontract, which means that I write on the contract of a friend or a company to go in and facilitate the trainings, right? Right. So I'm still entrepreneurship because they're writing me a 1099 form. That's still entrepreneurship. And so I had to get focused. And so when that contract would then, I would then have to go searching for another contract. Who want to hire me? Like you still have to send, right? You still have to send out that bio, that curriculum vitae, all that stuff to make you look good, your security, all this stuff. You're like, darn, you were still an entrepreneur, but you were still almost in the job-like sense, but you still have to manage your time, but you still was able to say, listen, I'm writing my own time. I would come in and facilitate that training, with DOD or whoever at this time. See, I was no longer on a clock. So that wasn't a challenge anymore. You got it? But the challenge was me making a decision. Do I want to keep both? The middle of my life was saying, I'm making a decision to stay home with my child and take on contracts. So it's all about decisions. Everything you do is about a decision, and they can be challenging decisions, but you just make a decision about what you want to do. So yeah, that's how I handle it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I know that, I pray to God. Anybody knows me, they know I just love me some Jesus. Like me and Jesus got boo thing ship. Nobody can even understand how I love me some Jesus. And so Kiana and I were exactly at that place where she had already transitioned full-time into entrepreneurship. I was still working. And I had a great, good government job and all of this. We knew that I was going to run for office. But then one day Jesus said, Holy Spirit, that I was going to transition into education. And I was like, but Lord, I've told these people that I'm done working for anybody. And then he showed me Joshua, who's also a biblical character.
Yeah.
Not just your son.
It's not my son. My son likes meat on his bread, right? And so understanding what I didn't know in the flesh, in the physical, was leaning into what God is telling me to do. Like, hey, you might, even if it's substituting, bring in some income. You need to have something. None of us knew that the pandemic was right around the bend. No one but God. And for those who, may not believe in God, but believe in the universe or whatever, somebody outside of your knowledge knew, right? Because things were shifting. There were other accounts in other parts of the world. And so Kiana and I had to make a decision. You were working in contracts. Remember that? She was working in nonprofit management. She was doing her own thing. And it was like, wait, we still have families. We still have businesses. We still like to be able to spend $500 in the community feeding children. Absolutely. How do we do that if we don't have income coming in on our own? And most people won't be honest to say, I may have to lean on my network. I may have to borrow money from friends. I may have to borrow money from family members.
I may have to drive an Uber. How about that?
I may have to drive an Uber. I actually love DoorDash. Anybody who knows me knows that secretly, I, pre-pandemic and maybe sometimes during the pandemic, will go DoorDash because driving helps me clear my mind. And
we are sisters. Yes, honey. Yes. Drive. We should never.
Me, my sister, never.
but they don't see the side hustle to get what you need. Okay. Go on. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And so let's talk about that, because there is a passion and a hustle that has to come along with the entrepreneurial mindset. Tell us a little bit. We heard about your son. We heard about your desire to help your parents. What else motivates and drives you to have that hustle?
Jesus, like, I'm serious. Like when he downloads stuff for me, I'm like, let's get it done. What you want me to do? You believe that I can do that, God? Okay, well then I'll do that. You trust
Don't start crying, Tori. Don't start crying. Charlene, don't get her. We need her to stay.
You trust me?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna make this phone call. Hello, Google? Yeah. Well, my daddy said you got something for me. What? Okay. Well, I'm gonna send the contract over. Y'all can handle that later. Okay. What? My daddy said that, and because he said that, then I'm going to execute immediately, because I don't have no more sense. Listen. I'm almost 50 years old, so I'm like, I really ain't got no sense, right? Like, we're like aging, and I'm like, listen, I have anything to lose at this time of my life. So what pulls on me is to know that one day I'm going to leave this earth, and I got a legacy to leave. And it's not just for my son, but it's for somebody else's son, somebody else's daughter, some wife, some mother, some woman that said, you know what, if Charlene can do it, I can do it. But what I want them to know, that Charlene didn't do it by herself. She did it by the leading of God. She is doing everything. Her movement, her mind, her very being is by God. Ain't nothing I'm doing, everything I've achieved, every door he told me to knock on, and I didn't have to knock on. He said, just go through that door. The door was God. The door was you knocking on God's door, and you saying, God, I want to get through. He said, I got you. He opens the door.
Okay.
He opens.
Won't he do it? So if you guys will go ahead and sow into this here ministry called Beehive Connected Group and the Connected Corner, you are welcome to do so. Our cash app is $.
This is how we start now new season.
Yes. $.
This is how we start now new season. This how.
Yeah, y'all have to plant that seed on this. I'm telling you, if God puts an idea in your head, act on it. Go on and plant a seed. Just say whatever that is. Now I know this is TBC or whatever you want to call it, but whatever he's saying to you right now, and you you've had this act, you hear him talking to you, but you're so afraid. I'm going to challenge you myself. Go do it. You don't have to be perfect, but you got to do it. And then when you see someone else doing what you said, oh, he told me to do that. Now she's doing. Now she got the T-shirt that I wanted to have. Guess what? He's telling you to do it right now. But better than that, I'm reading a book called The Go-Giver, and I love The Go-Giver because it says that most of the time people think that, they ask, what's the secret to being successful? The secret to being successful is being a giver. The secret to being successful is planting a seed into what you want. So if you hear a good thing, you plant into that. So that's another one of my secrets. If I hear something and someone's saying something that's blessing me, like right now, Tori and us are talking. Like if something in your head and something in your mind, go on and say, I'm going to do that. But go on and donate to them, because these women are giving in the community. They have their own homes, their own children. Give to them. Plant and then come back on this station and say, you know what? I did exactly what Tori and my girls said, talking to me. And I hope I'm talking to you, because I don't want another person to leave out of 2021 and not do what they're supposed to do because they're afraid. Let me tell you something. Ain't none of them afraid, them people that's making you afraid, knocked on your door and put some food on your step, did they?
Not a neighbor.
Did they send you the 6,000? Did they send you 500? Did they even give you the food stamp card when you were low on food? If they did not do that for you, I'm just going to ask you to activate your faith and do what you're supposed to do right now. Make your stupid T-shirt that your family members going to call stupid. Make your little weave hair and go buy it and sell it by the string. Who cares? Whatever he's telling you to do, they call it stupid, but it's not stupid. It's so smart, it's so genius, and it's so you. So go do it. I'm sorry.
Awesome. No, that's good. Give us the name of the book again.
Say it again.
What's the name of the book again?
Oh, and I got it right here, but it's called The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver. It's by Bob Burge. You can go look it up on Amazon.com. It is my favorite book, The Go-Giver. Read this book and you'll learn why should you be giving. Like, you want to be successful, give. Yeah, like I don't talk about it. I read about it. I do it. It's been blessing my life forever. Yeah.
That's awesome. We're going to drop that in the comments, the Go Giver, and you guys get that on Amazon. Again, we're providing a resource you can use. You heard it right from Charlene Day, successful entrepreneur. She is reading the Go Giver. To be successful, you have to be a giver. And so we're going to drop that in the comments, and make sure you go on Amazon to get the resource that can help you in your entrepreneur journey. That is just an amazing, amazing word. It's exactly the things that, we talk about. Sometimes some of those things, and I will say, I think Tori already kind of, we talked about the challenges of entrepreneurship, but some of those challenges are your family and friends. Some of those challenges are the people that's closest to you who doubt you the most. And so you gotta believe, in yourself. You gotta lean into God, lean into your faith, lean into that higher being of it in yourself, because we were made to believe in something higher than ourselves, right? And so you want to tap into that. And, it's not easy. Entrepreneurship, there's risk involved, right? We talk about some of those risks. And so we also talk about, you can have your career and have your entrepreneur, goals. And, there are some businesses and some things out here, not just, network marketing, and say, hey, do this, you can get rich with us, do this business, you can leave your job. It's not for everybody to do that. And so you have to have a plan, like regardless of whatever it is. If you're the person to say, I'm gonna do everything I ever dreamed of doing, everything I've ever wanted to do, I'm gonna do it. You can do that. You can have businesses, you can have partnerships, you can have a podcast, you can have a 9-to-5, you can be an entrepreneur. You can really do all those things. It's just going to take time management, and it's going to take, some sacrifice on your part, but just don't give up. You want to keep going. So I want to do a little question segment, and we are only going to spend 2 minutes. So I'm going to ask 2 questions now, and then we'll end off with maybe 1 or 2 other questions. And so one of the things that we've talked about here, and I'm sure people want to know, it sounds hard, it sounds whatever, but tell us, and Tori, you're going to say this too, and I'll even answer, but what is working for you? So as an entrepreneur, as somebody, whether you still have the job, if you still have the businesses, with all the things that you're doing, what is working for you?
Wow.
2 minutes or less. I'm gonna start the timer.
You ready?
All right.
Ready. All right.
Ready.
Go.
What is working for me is networks. Having a network of friends that support me. Number 1. Do I keep going?
No, it is.
Okay. What is working for me is a mentor. Someone that I can talk to, cry to, and just be straight up honest with. What is working for me is a coach. I invested in a coach, and I have one right now. If I can invest in Chick-fil-A, I can invest in a coach.
Awesome. Those are 3. Did you guys say that? Network, mentor, and a coach. All right, Tori, what's working for you?
Well, wait, I got to let the time reset. All right, well, I'm going to just use the rest of Charlene's time because she was like a minute. Okay, so what is working for me is failing. And so failing is something that has been extremely scary for me. I didn't fail a lot growing up, even through my homelessness and different things. Failing was just foreign to me. And so failing is forcing me to be vulnerable. And failing is forcing me to fail forward and to learn at a rapid light speed and really get to know who I am and what I want. So failing is working for me. So anybody out here afraid to fail, you got to fail so you can go forward and succeed. It's a part of the process. What is working for me is planning. And so doing a lot better with my time management, having schedules, having calendars, having an accountability partner. That is key. And last thing, what else is working for me? Being honest when I need a break. So entrepreneurship, life, mom, businesses, sometimes I don't always know when to say I'm done, but guess what? I'm done. All right, come on, what's working for you?
All right. So what's working for me definitely is time management. And so we talked about the going back to a full-time. I just went back to the 9 to 5 job. And so now managing that and everything else. So definitely time management and living by my calendar. What is also working for me is self-care. So making sure that, I take the breaks, that I take the minutes and take the walks. I took one today. I needed one. I went in the cold. I bundled up because I needed it. And so the other thing is just vacations. So I work to vacate. And so I don't mind going super hard. I don't mind, just being disciplined, making the sacrifice, because the vacations work for me. And so just, again, the discipline, the self-care, and time management in my calendar works for me.
Yes.
Awesome. With time to spare. Whoop, 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 whoop. And so, that's key. So we want to hear from you all. Anybody who's watching, remember, if you're watching it on the replay, type replay in your comments. If you're watching us from Facebook or YouTube, let us know where you're watching our show and let us know what is working for you. I think that, again, when we look at the amount of Black businesses that actually start, and you guys can look this up, in our state especially, there are more Black businesses that start and close than any other racial group. And so we want to make sure that for Black and brown business owners, you guys are getting the same skills, the same information that our counterparts are getting, right? Ask yourself, like, what worked this month? And then celebrate those things. And then ask yourself what didn't work, and then address those things. You don't have to continue year after year in a detrimental cycle. And we want your business to thrive. You know why? Because there's one too many hashtags about #support Black business. And then we come and the business is gone. And so we want to see our people thriving and surviving.
Look, I think you got a question down there. And I think it's a good question, and I would like to answer it.
We want to answer it.
Okay. Do you think that the name by Carly Alexis, hi Carly Alexis, do you think that the name of the school you get your degree from matters when becoming a business owner or trying to enter your chosen career field? I absolutely do not think that, even though I graduated from some major top schools, and I know that many people believe that it does, but it's about you. People hire you. People hire you. Now, do you need a degree to get in some of these places? Yes. They don't care. Like right now, people, 3 years ago, people used to snub their nose up at online degrees, right? From universities like Capella or Walden. Now they're running to them. And every major university is now being forced to go online, from Harvard to all the way to some of my other alma maters. So I'm like, whoa, right? Morgan, all of them online now. So no, it doesn't matter. So go out there and be authentically you, get the job, and guess what? They're looking at you. They know you got a degree. Where it came from doesn't matter. Matter of fact, most of your GPAs don't even matter. Just have the papers so they can push it through the system, because that's a human resource deal. Y'all know the deal. Okay. But yeah, so you're fine. But go being authentically you, knowing that this is a job that you want. This is a job that you are capable, fully capable of doing and delivering exactly what you say you're going to do.
I agree with that. Definitely, like you said, as being the quote educated entrepreneur, I think education is definitely important, whether formal or informal. Right. And sometimes certifications, like getting things that are in your field that you want to do, getting licensed and getting certification sometimes will up actually having the 4-year, degree or master's degree. And so I think it's really about making yourself marketable in what field that you're going in. And I've done hiring and I've read resumes and, for different types of universities, higher learning. Some of these people had schools, if they're not from here, I have never heard of it. Timbuktu, Back Forest University. I don't even know if it was, and so, and I have been in environments that you are not going to tell me that person did not earn that degree, okay? Because I had a headache by lunchtime trying to train them, and they said they graduated from Towson. You can't convince me of that.
Like, I mean, like when you verify the school, like, yeah, they got it, but did they know? Like,
much like you ladies, I went to an HBCU at a time when HBCUs were not necessarily looked at as the premier thing to do. And because I went to a Division II HBCU, it really was like, where are you going there? But I understood a few things as the first in my immediate family to go to college, that it was going to be how I showed up and how I presented myself to the hiring authorities and the agents. And, as soon as I got out of school, I literally graduated in May. I entered my career force in June, early July. And then I fought my way to HR. And everything you guys are saying is exactly correct. We also encounter people who get fake degrees.
wow.
And fake transcripts. And so just understand that the world is shifting in a way that if you can prove that you are actually certified in an area, that you have a specialized skill, that a lot of times those specialized skills in those specific areas set you apart. And so, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I also want to point out the second comment that came up, and I'll give a little preview. I'm in the process of writing a book, which I've been writing one book forever, right? I tabled that one. I have a project that is, I'm co-authoring with some other amazing women that will be coming out shortly. And in the chapter, I talk about fear being bumper guards. And so I don't know if you guys saw Carly's statement. She said, fear is working for her. Well, Carly, I'm going to explain to you that fear is almost like training wheels at times, or a bumper guard. Think about a bumper guard on a bowling alley. Yes. It is not intended for you to travel along with the fear.
Okay.
That fear that you are learning to manage, that's helping you focus, I'm going to challenge you to trade in fear for discipline. Because what really happens is the fear of falling off helps you perfect your craft. Right? It helps you put some things in order that you can become habitual about, meaning I don't, waste money. I don't make these bad decisions and bad relationships. So now that bumper guard can come off a little more. You can lower your fear as you increase your discipline, because it is not of God for us to continue to work and walk in fear, but for us to use that as a tool, to get closer to Him, but to also understand more things about ourselves. And so use that fear temporarily as a bumper guard as you put the things in place that create habitual discipline for you. And it is in that disciplined space that you'll see prosperity.
Absolutely. I think that's so good. I can't wait to hear about that. Yeah, so you could do that. I have my own saying for fear. And that's like, I just tell it goodbye, like you can only stay temporarily here. I treat it like an ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, hint, okay? What you're doing here, you stalking, and we're going to get that 50B, all right? So you're going to have to go because I need to get some stuff done. I lived with you before. You serve no meaning here at this time. And so there are times that fear does serve that meaning. And like you said, the bumper, I definitely agree with that. And so find out where it serves, because sometimes, even the ex is like, he acting crazy. Okay, what can I learn from this? And instead of you fussing back, you just say, you know what? Let me meditate on how I can be better. What am I doing to draw this to me? What am I doing? And so I've used that, like you said, to kind of find out where I am. And I was like, okay, you can go on now. I got what I need, right? Okay.
Well, that's the lesson. Yeah, and she said learning the lesson. So that literally is one of the questions that I had for tonight as well. So we're going to do another, see if all three of us can answer this question in our 2 minutes. And so it is, what is one lesson you have learned in your entrepreneurship journey? And you want to start, Charlene?
Let's go. Yes. Forgiveness. Like, I'm huge on forgiveness. I'm writing, I'm doing a very big project on it. You ladies, whoever's out there, you're welcome to jump on. We're writing a letter, about forgiving yourself first. So my biggest lessons is like, forgive yourself for failing. You're supposed to fail, like Tori said. Forgive yourself for what happened in your childhood. Forgive yourself that, he left you, you left him, whatever happened. Forgive yourself, move on, and then forgive them. Forgive them. Forgive them, but forgive yourself first. You're holding yourself up because you're not forgiving yourself. And you will never be able to forgive someone else if you do not forgive yourself. Okay, that's my lessons I've learned.
That's good.
Awesome. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna use your time because you're so good with this. I'm just gonna say read more. And so I know that in busy days and busy times, we think that we don't have time to read. But what has helped me be successful just in life is reading everything. They call me Snapple Facts because I'm reading everything. And so read more, force yourself to learn more about your love, your interests, your things that you're interested in, that the field that you're in. Be that person that knows everything about that thing that you are especially trying to become successful in. So read more. Okay.
Y'all are hard act to follow. So one of the lessons, and I think it might have slipped my mind. One of the lessons that I've learned, and I'm a bunch of together, leverage strategic partnership. And with that is being positive about all of that. So, really being positive. And so you got to have that positive mind, create the positive energy in yourself. And so when you start in this entrepreneurship journey, you'll realize how we are really embedded and kind of raised to be negative. And I said that to somebody one day, like, you're raised to be negative. They're like, ugh. Like, don't talk about my mama raising me to be negative. No, but think about it. Some of us, when you would call grandma, you say, how you doing? I'm making it. God is good, but I'm trying. That is not positive speech. And so not that, like Charlene said earlier, that what you know, but I started understanding like some of the things we have in our head is because we were not taught to think positive, just culturally in community. And so feed your mind. Tori said, read, but feed your brain, do positive actualization and all of those different things. All of that, listen to positive and motivating things, YouTubes and all the different things. Like, you got to fill your mind with positivity because you will get negativity coming at you on your entrepreneurship journey. And so you got to stay positive, read, what you say, forgive, and create a positive aura around yourself.
Yeah, build those skills. Tori definitely hit that. That is something I've been working on over COVID, and that's building your skills. A lot of people have not taken out the time. If you say that you're in PR and you really want to be good in PR, then you better get everything you know. You better be at the PR Association, PRSA. If you say that you're good in HR and you really want to be even better, then start studying like nobody business. Like that was so good. And then the other piece that's messing most entrepreneurs up is their mindset. Like, they're losing because they keep fighting and thinking that, again, they shift back to what mommy and Bobo ain't doing in the neighborhood and how they're not supporting. Like, that is the worst kind of conversation that you can have. And that tells me your maturity level when I'm talking to you about entrepreneurship and what's your next level of success. You can't be successful blaming mom and dad for the things that happened in the past. Even if it happened yesterday, it's still your responsibility to hush it down, sit still with yourself, meditate, like my sister was saying, and just focus on the things that you need to accomplish. I'm gonna give them another good book because I bought them tonight. This is my favorite. This is my favorite book. Start with Why. Start with Why. This guy right here, Simon Sinek. If you just go, he was on TED Talk, but this book changed my life. The reason that people do not know where they're going because they don't know why they're going. They're saying, I'm going to be rich, but start with why. Why do you want to be rich? Why are you doing what you're doing? Well, then you got to get your head right. But again, that's start with why. And you can find his whole conversation on TED Talk. It is amazing. To get the book too. But yeah, mindset. We need to talk about that. Ladies, we need to come right back here and have a big conversation and teach people how to center themselves. It's not the spooky, wooky, all that stuff they be talking about, whatever that is. Universal, I don't know none of that stuff, whatever. God, Jesus, okay? Proverbs, meditate on his word day and night. Find something, meditate on it, and just focus and let go of all this other hypocrisy that goes on against yourself. Someone said, oh my God, I got a text the other day and it says, You speak death over your own life. You speak, your words are death. Like you're the one to curse your own life, not the devil. You do. So what words are you using to say, I am a successful entrepreneur, or I can't do that because Tori better than me?
Right. Instead of understanding, you make your own lane.
Yeah. And we had some really good comments with that. Carly had posted, we had one of the mottos that she has is, it's not about who is going to let me, but who is going to stop me. And you gotta have that type of mindset in order to make it happen for yourself, because just like you can speak death over your life, you can speak death over your business by not believing in yourself. So you go in there, you say, not who gonna let me, who's gonna stop me.
And if I can add, most of us were raised with that, right? Because think about it. We were raised in the hood. We were raised to fight, right? It was like, who gonna beat me? Who gonna punch me in my mouth?
Who gonna put mama on the shoulder and knock it off
my shoulder?
What's Cedric say? I live by I wish I
would. So listen, guys, when we talk about transferable skills, I know you guys think sometimes like Tori is over here, but no, that's a transferable skill. You have to have that same level of confidence. Like, who gonna punch me in my mouth? Who gonna knock it off my shoulder? Who I wish somebody would to integrate that even in your manifestation of your ideas. And then Kiana, there was another comment.
Yes. Wow, we got DJ Shay in the house. I've learned innovation over duplication.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a
you gotta be innovative. And Charlene said that very much at the beginning. If God gives you that idea, if he tells you to do it, if he say, your business is drawing circles on the door and sell it, draw your circles on the door and sell it. But just be innovative about what it is. And you can benchmark, but benchmarking and copying and duplicating someone are different things. So you can benchmark, you can look at models, to see. But then you come up with your innovative thing. What is going to set you apart from everyone else and that network, everyone else and that field, and that marketplace? What is going to set you apart? So be innovative, but also make sure you do, as I say, people, do your benchmarking, your market research, and have your models in place.
Yeah, but she sounds like she got a degree.
She did. She did.
She does. She studied that thing. Go ahead, Kia.
I thought she said something like she got a degree. I said she do. I was talking about Shay. You was talking about me.
Talking about you, Kiana.
Yeah. Look, but here you go. Look, here you go, Charlene. That's that good master's degree from Walden University. Okay.
Right. That right there. Yeah.
That's that good master's degree.
Two things. I want to even extend what Charlene said. So give us the quote again about speaking death over.
Right. You had the power of life and death is in the tongue.
Right.
The power of life and death is in the tongue. If you speak death over your life, right? If you speak a word over your life, then make sure that it's a good word, right? Whatever you do.
I want to challenge people to think about it this way. We speak death over our business, death over our ideas, and then we invite other people to the funeral.
I'm gonna go stay.
Come on. Because you know what we do? We call people and we say, I had this idea, but it's not gonna work. Before they shoot it down, you shoot it down. You've called me and told me every reason why your thing is not gonna work. So what do I wear to your funeral? What do I wear? What do I wear to the death of your innovation and your idea? What do I wear? Because you've already built it. So that was the first thought I had. And then the second thought was about what Kiana said. So all of us now are on Clubhouse. If you guys are not on Clubhouse, you're missing out. Get on Clubhouse. Listen to what other entrepreneurs are doing. I mean, you literally can get to the feet of professionals and people who normally would not be in your network. Remember, your network is directly correlated with your net worth. You're not going to bring any money in, tapping from the same sources. I was listening to this woman one Sunday morning, honey, and I cut a rug in my kitchen. Very long story short, she was having a new baby. She was trying to breathe life back into her business. She has a magazine and all of these things. She was 2 or 3 weeks into revamping the business and COVID hits. Inside of her mind, she was like, not again, God. I do not want to fail. Not again. He said, well, you were about to start making baby clothes because that's where you are. You said this little baby. How about you make masks? And she started making masks. She got recognized in her county because the mask that she makes is a tri-guard. It has 3 levels of protection. Someone in the county then calls the CDC. Now this young lady has a contract with the CDC. Now she's getting money from Hollywood actors, Black actors all across Instagram are finding her, giving her money. Now she's gone from one little sewing machine to having enough money to hire 12 women who have been newly released from prison to work for her, making masks for the CDC in her county. Come on, God.
Wow.
Come on, God. Though, what she said, if God gave you a vision and it was to wipe off markers or sharpen pencils, would it be beneath you? Would it be beneath you? Would you say, God didn't give me this idea. This thing is not going to make me rich. Or would you move forward with the idea? She said he spoke to her in her weakness and said, is a mask enough? It's not the grandiose clothing line that you thought you were going to have in the clothes for the babies and the children. It's a mask. Is a mask enough? When I tell you this girl has made more in a month than she had made ever in her business.
Wow.
So I want to share that with you. And Carly, I saw your invite. I can invite you. I still have some invitations to Clubhouse. I don't invite people, but Carly,
She haven't even invited me, Carly. I mean, I gotta get the invite first.
I don't invite people, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I look at these invitations and I understand that they need to go to people who are actually going to take advantage of the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so I know Carly, and I know Carly is a person who is going to eat the meat of the situation, digest it, and manifest something. So, Carly, I will invite you. Definitely.
After she invited me, Carly.
I'm not inviting Kim.
Girl, oh, you're so crazy. I love Clubhouse. I absolutely love it. I'm on there and I'm just like, I'm loving all the stories. I like.
Kiana is silly because all she has to do is download it. She has an iPhone. I'm not playing with her. I don't want nobody to say, "Hey,
you guys need your own club there. You need to connect it."
I know. We are. I will admit, I have just come over to iPhone in December. I got an iPhone for Christmas, so I am new. It's a 12. 12?
Mm-hmm.
Is that 11 or 12?
It's a 12.
Oh, you went all out.
Yeah, it was a gift, because if it was not a gift, and my family and friends know that I would not. Yeah.
Oh, she got the little 3 cameras, girl. Look at my old iPhone.
You know what?
What in the
I'm
world?
not judging. It works.
You know how much that gift costs? Girl, they cost more than red bottoms. Girl,
well, that's going to be an announcement all in itself in 2021. Anyway, we digress. We digress. And so, Kiana and I will get on it. We also will pick you up on your offer. I heard you in the spirit with the having a virtual space where women can come and shift their mindset. Yeah. I heard you when you said that. We will host something and we will all come together. Yeah. Probably it'll be like a Saturday morning and we'll host something, because that definitely needs to happen. And I want to just shout out every person who has poured into me over the last 6 months and really helped me regain my confidence and get my mind back. Most of us don't realize the enemy wants to come against your mind. It's not the cars, it's not the relationship, it's not the kids, it's your mind. And if you can get your mind stayed off God, stayed on the enemy, stayed on your troubles, he's won. And so for every mentor, coach, doctor, teacher, family member, love, everybody who has spoken into my world, thank y'all, because your girl is coming back. She coming back.
Well, she's already. Your comeback is gonna be epic, girl. So just keep your mind. You are already back, okay? Mm-hmm. You are already back. You're beautiful. God got you, and you recognize, and that's what we got to pray for each other. God, touch her mind, keep her mind.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, as we hear, God talk. If you pray anything, you ain't got to pray wealth. You want your mind to be kept, because the enemy is coming to kill, steal, and destroy. Like, he don't care anything about our looks, because he knows if he can get to mind, he can deteriorate all the rest of the stuff.
Come on.
Amen.
Amen.
We gotta always be praying for each other. It's okay. People like mental illness and mental health is real. We need each other. And we're fighters, especially if you're always going and you're type A and you're like, I gotta go do it. More thing, you know? And then just one blow, a couple of blows. And if you're tough like we are, we can take a couple of blows and not even feel it until the end, until that body's like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So these sharp pains, those sharp pains has already been there. They've been there for months. They've been there for years, but you've been taking them. And then all of a sudden, you're starting to feel it. And so
it is definitely
renewing our body. He said, renew your mind. That's the word of God. Renew your mind. And you just take out some time, renew it. Don't be afraid to shut down the internet and Facebook like I do I don't care who you are. My friend's like, you're not going to talk to, I'm not talking to you for the whole 2 weeks of January. I don't care who you are. If you were President Barack Obama and Michelle, I tell you, I love y'all, but this is me and God's time. And that's every single year. And matter of fact, every quarter, sisters, I take a break. I take a mental break from every network, every event. And if I do travel, it's just me by myself. And I just take that because your mind is so important. And no one's ever told us to do this. But the more I get connected to leaders within the community and around the world, that's one thing they do have in common. They take a break and they refresh for themselves. Spend that time with God.
And it's important, and we know, like, you know, as an entrepreneur, especially if you are on this journey and, you know, you're still working and you have family and it's a lot to balance and manage, you know, for any person. And so that is something, you know, again, in this new phase and new year, new season, you know, Tori and I are holding each other accountable to make sure we take that time and, you know, in those moments, because you got to take a break. And so when we first started the podcast, we went hard, like straight the whole year. It didn't even come to our mindset, like, you know, you can take a break and then you should have seasons, right? Like, of course, because the way we, you know, it's how we're wired.
Yeah,
and so
hard. Yeah, like, we going for this. Let's go. We go.
And we got to the end, we were like, I'm so tired. And then we sit down, we talk to, you know, mentors and producers, you know, shout out to Meech and Diamond K. They, you know, they mentoring us on this journey. And so they like, do seasons. Like, you know, you don't have to go a whole year straight.
We did 56 straight shows before we took a break.
Yeah.
56. I mean, like one whole straight year, celebrated. And then it was like, wait, you know, we're burnt out. We're tired. Things are happening. And mind you, running a successful campaign, teaching, mentoring, having events in the community, losing loved ones in the midst, you know, new relationships, old relationships, stuff starting, stuff ending. 56 shows before we
wired a little bit different.
Every week you guys were on time and you were doing the darn thing.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore. I mean, you can, but even you can pre-tape those shows. And I don't think we know, like, if you look at industry, and I had to say this with our other shows, because you'll see that I took a break. I know you saw that. Okay, so cool. Even in industry, okay, because I work behind the scenes in network, they're all pre-taped shows, most of them. And so most people don't know that that's how you're real business entrepreneurs. You need to do things ahead of time. Some people think, oh man, it looked like you just did that, you know, today. No, most people, if they're sending you emails and they're saying we're going to have this party, they do it through planning. So they don't have the stress of today. So all you guys got to do is just be here and show up. You got your whole calendar filled out for the next 6 months. Whoever's going to show up is going to show up, but you already know and you're ready. That's in life, guys, in entrepreneurship. No matter what business you're in, have a calendar of events and do it a whole year in advance. And that's where your money's going to come in. And that's another lesson I learned by pre-planning. That's where I stopped the money holes, by pre-planning. One thing that happened with shows, it's the same thing that happened with people selling books and clothes and whatever you're doing. Pre-planning can stop.
I like that. So we're going to end with this question. I'm telling you, Charlene is so good. You'd have thought, like you said, we pre-planned and rehearsed this, because she makes a statement and it literally goes into a question. But this is just a round out. This is a fun question. How much money is in the world? Let's see. How much money is in the world? It's a lot. And what I say is, I tell people all the time, it's enough for all of us. And so if you have a business idea, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you anything, you can monetize it. I always say there's enough money to go around. And so if it is about just making money, you're not going to have success as an entrepreneur if it's just about making money, because there is more than enough money to go around. You got to have your innovation, and you got to make sure you have something that people want. And if you provide a service that people need, you'll never be broke.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. I'm so technical. I was like something. It's like 1.9 quadrillion, right? Like
that's why. So both. I was like, people are like, how much money is in the world? I was like, oh, this is
like limitless. Like,
and circulation. Right.
Like Carl said, it's enough we all can eat.
It's enough we can all eat. So guys, this has been amazing. Charlene, tell us, where can we find you? Give us your social media, your email, anything you want to share with our audience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, you can find me on all forms of social media at Charlene E. Day. You can also, I do have a new book that's going to be coming out. And it is called Fear Goodbye. Hello. So it's a 52-day journal to help you walk you through your life, to say goodbye to fear. I actually wrote the book 5 years, but now it's going back into reproduction. I'm excited about it. It is how I got my biggest blessings. It shares with you the successes exactly the way, by doing what God said. He downloaded something in me. It took away my fear. I was fearful. I know what domestic violence feels like. I know what it feels like to protect your child and be a single mother. I know all of those feelings, and be depressed. I know what that feels like, and be scared for your life. I do know what that feels like. And so one day I woke up and he said, fear no more, daughter. We have some stuff to do, because I was losing money. I was sleeping in my house. I'd already taken every bit of money I had out of my 401k and just laying there. And God said, get up. He gave me a song. So I wrote a song about it too. And it was called Fear Goodbye. I was sleeping on my dreams, and I woke up to a new sunrise, slowly to realize that my dreams were about to die. And you can hear about that song later on in April. But I do have a book that's coming out. Stay in touch with me, Charlene Day. Go on my social media. Instagram is where I'll be posting most of it. And we have actually a project that is called A Forgiveness Project that we normally would be doing at the Kennedy Center. But, we're doing something new, and it's going to happen in August. So anyway, all forms of Charlene Day. Follow me on Instagram. Instagram is about to blow up with Charlene E. Day. So just follow me there. We're about to blow up. Yes. I'm going to bring the sunshine. This is our year, Kiana, this is our year, Tori. We're going to bring shine this year. We're going to be connected. We're going to make some connections. This is it. We're bold and we're ready and we are courageous. According to Joshua 1:8, be bold, be courageous. Yeah. And that's how we're going to live it. Okay. That's it.
I love it. I love it.
Hand claps to you. This has been an amazing show. We are excited. Guys, please continue to connect with us. Follow us on YouTube. Go to youtube.com, click in the search bar, type in The Connected Corner. And yes, it is phonetically spelled. There is no silent K's or H's or anything. Make sure you subscribe, and share. Let your friends and family members know if you found anything in our podcast tonight that was helpful, that you thought maybe you know somebody who could benefit. Let them know. Don't just hold it to yourself. I'm Tori Rose. You can also find me on Instagram at Tori Rose The Connector. Kiana.
Hey, it's your girl, Kiana B. Jones, and you can find me on all social media platforms as Kiana B. Jones. We're laughing about that because I have a pet peeve about people having all types of names and I can't find them. And so you can find me easily by Kiana B. Jones on all social media networks.
Absolutely. Did we say?
All right.
We'll say, we know that every month is Black History Month. Can I share one book with them so they can get Black History Month going on? Have y'all read this book, The Cast?
Oh,
no, but I've heard
this is on Oprah's list right here, and it's going to share a lot of profound mysteries about how it's set up for us to lose. Okay, how we will always be last. All right. But then I just need to read about this.
I can't wait.
And that emotional trauma that it causes us, and that we're still living now. But this is on Oprah's list. But please read this. It's called Cass. You can go find it on Amazon. But this is, I want to say in honor of Black History Month, but I'm trying to get away from that, like many of us, because every day is Black History for us. But we'll honor this while we can. Black History Month. Read this book, okay? And we should do a show on, a book club on this one. It is good. I want to leave you for Black History Month. You girl,
no, we're gonna have you do a video and send that to us, because I was too busy. My ADHD. I was like, ooh. I was all excited. We dropped it
in the comments along with the other books that Charlene gave us tonight. And so you guys, again, the Connected Corner, will we bring you news and resources you can what, Tori?
Actually use. And wish me a happy birthday. My birthday's on Thursday.
Woo! And how old you gonna be Thursday, Tori?
I was gonna fib about it, but that's fine. I look good. I'm gonna be 37 years old. 37.
37 years young. So you can say years young. You're gonna be 37 years young.
Oh wow! Yeah. Everybody sent her $37.
Facts. That would be amazing.
Hey, I love Charlene. That's right. Tell them $37.
$37 right now. You can find her Cash App at the Connected Corner. Just send it to Connected Corner. They'll get it.
Well, don't send it to that. We won't get it. Send it to it's BCG Manage. We will get it there. Look, somebody let me go ahead and create the Connected Corner. Somebody gonna get my birthday blessing.
Wait a minute. So let's put that in the comment box, because we need them to know. We want to bless her for her birthday. So listen, let me go on and get my birthday gift. Let me get my birthday present in. I don't know we do nothing on Cash App Partly, so let me give her my last 37.
Oh, it's $ B as in boy, C as in cat, G as in girl, the word manage, MANAGE.
Wait a minute. Slow down, girl. Slow down. I'm a little slow and I can't see. Okay. All right. So let's see here. What's this? Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin? Okay, so anyway, Tori, okay, so tell me it again, Corey. So
B as in boy, C as in cat, G as in girl, manage. And it really stands for Beehive Connected Group. So BCG Manage, and put that $ in front. And guys, y'all already know, any money that comes in, we are going to turn it right around and give it right back to the community. And so Charlene said, I ain't giving it to you to give to the community, but we got some things that we want to bless people with. And so this is our business money.
Now we're thinking about somebody else. That's her problem. I mean, that's a good problem, though. I'm sorry. That's a good problem. All right, so that's them. So y'all go and give them her gifts, and know that this is all about happy birthday, Tori.
Thank you.
That's what y'all need to be doing for people, like right now, because this makes sense. Okay, cool. I'm doing my part. So you can't talk about it and not be about it, right? So you got to do it now. Okay, hold on.
I know this, right? This is a happy birthday. Don't start crying, y'all.
Okay, I think it's going. Yeah, it's doing it. Okay, so that should be sent. All right, BCG Management. Put the $ in front of that. I know you can't see that, but that's.
Thank you.
I love it. We appreciate you.
Around about the $43 extra won't hurt. Then that way she could put it towards herself or the business, whatever you want to do. But she's going to be 37 years young. And blessings to her, because she is doing more than most people have done their entire life. So we were very thankful for her and Kiana. So they got just like sisters. That's like my cousins. I'm gonna look at my cousins and be
well, we so appreciate you. This has been just a wonderful show. It's a great way to start our new season. We are just excited to have you. We're glad that we can have you and connect in this way. And everybody, make sure that you use the resources that was given tonight. Go back through the comments. We dropped the books that Charlene gave us. And if you're watching on the replay, let us know you're watching on the replay. But make sure you go through and look at the comments, look at the resources that was given, and make sure you use them. We're giving you news and resources you can use, but you got to use it. This is the Connected Corner, and we're going to end out with our happy birthday song for Tori. It's her birthday Thursday. You know, we got to celebrate. Happy birthday. birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Hey. And it's Black History Month, so we gotta do the Hey. Thank you guys so much. This is a Connected Corner. We love you. Peace. Thank you for joining us. And make sure you subscribe, drop your comments in, and let us know how you like the show tonight. Peace.